Walking around as a Jew in the world these days feels like often being on the defensive or being concerned, or in some ways living in a one-dimensional existence as it relates to what's happening in Israel and Palestine, what's happening in Gaza. And it feels like everywhere we turn, there's like, that's all that's coming. And this parasha, Parashat Naso, I think offers a much wider version of who we are as a Jewish people, which is not to say, of course, that we shouldn't be concerned about what's happening in Israel and with our people. But we also don't want to reduce our Jewishness to one thing. It would be a mistake. We didn't originate in people because only of a piece of land. We originated as a people for an idea, for service in the world. And there's a beautiful teaching in Parashat Naso which speaks about the opening of the parasha, and throughout the parasha there's a discussion of the function of the Leviim, the Levites, who are charged with taking care of the portable sanctuary. There are three families of Levites: the Gershonites, the Merarites, and the Kahati. And the Gershonites and the Merarites are the ones who are given wagons to carry all the sacred objects that come along with the Mishkan. But the Kahati are the ones who carry the ark on their shoulders. And so in chapter 7 it says, Uvlivnei Kahat lo natan ki avodat hakodesh alehem baketev yisa'u. But to the Kohathites, or the Kahati, he did not give any, meaning they didn't get any wagons to take the stuff. Since their service was the service of the most sacred objects, their porterage was by shoulder, ketafayim. And the Svat Emet focuses on this idea that their porterage was on their shoulders, and he takes a line from the Psalms, which is also included in the Midrash, where it plays with the notion of what it means to lift up, yisa'u, which means to lift up. Also the parasha, the name of the parasha is Naso, to lift up. And he says, the Midrash here speaks of song, linking the verse to the verse from Psalms, Se'u zimra utnu tof, kinor na'im im navel. Raise up a song and offer a drum, a sweet harp and a lyre. And he focuses on the fact that the verse in our parasha, that the Kahati are lifting up, and sees that same word in the Psalms that talks about raising up song. And he said, oh, that must mean the same thing. They have a relationship. And he asked the question, what has a song to do with raising things up on one's shoulders, the porterage that the Levites are doing? And he teaches, based on a teaching in the Zohar, that it was the ark on their backs that enabled them to sing. The fact that they carried the ark on them is what actually gave them the voice, the determination, the lift, actually, to bring song into the world. For the Levites, it was the fact that they carried the ark on their shoulders that gave them the power to lift their voices in song. And he teaches, of course, that it's not only about the Levites, but this notion of service, that every person who serves God, their true service fills a person with light and joy and song, which is in many ways counterintuitive when one thinks about what it means to lift an ark on your shoulders. That would presumably be a very tedious task, to carry such heaviness, really, to move throughout the wilderness. But what the Svat Emet teaches is actually, it's that very service of carrying what is perceived to be a burden as what actually is our true service in the world that allows us to lift up and sing. The one who serves God comes to understand that his or her or their soul is in fact joined to the essence of their divine service of God, and therefore they rejoice. This in itself bears witness to the creation, meaning by being who we're meant to be, by serving God in the world, by actually thinking about what it means to carry something so holy on us, we actually are privileged to have song emerge. And this teaching for me in this time is a prodding. It's a reminder. We just came out of Shavuot where we received Torah. We mark the giving of the Torah once again, which is at the essence, the center of our people's story. Which asks us, who are we meant to be in the world beyond only a piece of land, beyond only politics, beyond only anti-Semitism, which has narrowed the Jewish people's focus so strongly. And again, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't pay attention or shouldn't care. But ultimately, the ultimate question is, what is our purpose as a people? What is our unique service in the world? What is the aspiration of who we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to lift up? What is the Aron HaKodesh, the holy ark that we're supposed to lift up, the ideals of who we're meant to be? And that is what should give us the voice to sing. It's been hard to sing these months. It's been a laborious act to sometimes find joy in the midst of so much sorrow, so much brokenheartedness, so much anger and pain. But sometimes we have to step back and think, who am I as a Jew? Who am I as part of this Jewish people? Who am I that asks, what do I want to carry, and for what purpose am I meant to be here for? And to allow that very essence of what it means to sing us through, that essence of what our people is about. And so on this Shabbat of Parashat Naso, I invite us to think about what gives us joy about being Jewish. What is the engine that allows us to believe in this people, in this Torah, in this morality that makes us who we are as a people, that gives us the strength and the song to sing, which is what we do on Shabbat. We sing Shabbat into being. We welcome it in with song because it teaches us about the vision of who we want to be in a world of peace and harmony and aspiration. So it's not only our unique service as unique human beings, what is it that you are meant to do as a person of service in the world, as a unique and individual person? What is your service in the world, but what is our collective service? And how might we carry that so we don't only think about what it means to be a Jew as being a burden, but what it means to actually sing into the world?